Hi friends on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and elsewhere out there in the web universe, it's Reed Cowan, and I'm so excited to have you in my home to share with you something that I've really keyed into today, the connection between mindfulness and weight loss. I want to tell you about the light bulb moment I had while meditating today, because I really think that it is going to help a lot of you get over that hump of being so intimidated by the big picture and I've got to lose this big amount of weight, or I've got to gain this amount of muscle, or I've got to be able to have this amount of flexibility, to get away from all of those big picture thoughts that sometimes set us up for failure and set us up for disappointment, and really to focus on choices that exist in the moment. So, are you ready? Mindfulness defined. Mindfulness is moment-to-moment awareness without judgment. Pretty simple, right? And here's what I mean by mindfulness. Mindfulness is living in the now. Mindfulness is not living in the past. And by the way, if you live in the past, if you let your thoughts invest on things that have happened in the past, you will be guaranteed to get depression. Depression is not wellness in the body. If you let the mind focus so much on the future and thoughts about the future and all of your big goals and plans, you will get anxiety. All of your breath will be up here, high in your chest. It won't be rooted low. But if you focus on the now, you are living mindfully, because now is where your choices are. Now is where the power is. But first, a story from my life that helps to sort of anchor this principle of living in the moment and the power of living in the moment. I remember years ago, after the death of my son Wesley, standing in a checkout line at a Lowe's hardware store next to a man who had to have been 80 or 90 years old. And I remember looking at him and thinking, I'm in my 30s. This guy is 80, 90 years old, and I'm going to have to live that long feeling like this? Oh, that moment did not feel good, and here's why. I was looking at the big picture of what life was going to be like. I was looking at 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years down the road, rather than staying focused on the moment. And what did that feel like? It felt like despair. It felt like I couldn't do it. It felt just too big. And I remember walking to the car thinking, how am I going to live the rest of my life feeling this way? How can I live until I'm 80 or 90 feeling this way? And then in my stillness as I drove home came this sort of impression that said to me, just do today. Just do today. And I chewed on that principle, and I have in the decade plus since I last saw my son, and it really has come to life. Just do today. And sometimes that's all you can do. Well, that seed was powerful, and it was planted, and it's been germinating in my mind and heart for all of these years since. And today, in my meditation, I was brought back to that memory of how sometimes looking at things that are big picture can really set us up for failure and put us in a place of despair. Sometimes looking at all the pounds that you want to lose, or sometimes thinking solely about how much muscle you want to gain, or how much toned or bulked up you want to be. Sometimes those big end game focuses are just too much, and they invite despair. So I was brought back to the principle that I remembered in that car, just do today. And the light bulb went on about mindfulness and the power of living in the moment as I seek to lose my own weight. Suddenly I remembered the power of how my choices exist in the moment. My choices don't exist in the next 5 or 10 years. My choices don't exist in the next 5 or 10 or 15 pounds. My choices exist in the moment. And that, my friends, is where your choices live. So how does that translate into weight loss or your fitness goals? Here's how. Try this on as you set your goals. Don't look at the amount of weight you want to lose. Don't look at how many days a week you want to get to the gym. Don't look at that big picture saying, I'm going to Maui in 2 weeks and I want to look and feel a certain way. Maybe that's just too big. Maybe that's just setting yourself up for failure. Failure is not what we want. What we want is success. And success exists in the sum total, the culmination of choices that happen moment to moment. Moment-to-moment awareness of your choices. So let's break it down. For me, I want to lose 15 pounds before I go on vacation. If I continue to make that my focus, then I'm looking forward into the future, and I'm not actually empowering the moment. So what I'm going to do over the next several days is focus on the choices I can make in the moment. Maybe at 9, 10 o'clock at night when I want to walk over to the refrigerator and raid the refrigerator because, by the way, the holiday candy's still in the refrigerator. It's still there. Maybe if I put the power in the moment and focus on my choices in the moment, because again, that's where your choices live. They live in the moment. They don't live in the future or in the past. Your choices exist in the moment. Maybe I can zero in on that moment and bring my mindfulness to my weight loss and my goals for fitness and health. It's mind-blowing. Moment-to-moment awareness without judgment is the answer, and it's called mindfulness. So this week, as you think about your fitness goals, your nutrition goals, your goals for your relationship, your goals for your life, don't project out 5 weeks ahead, 5 years ahead, 15 years ahead, because if you do that, it's just sometimes too big for the human brain to take in. Instead, focus on the moment. Focus on being mindful. Stop in those moments where your choices live and give your breath to those moments and remember what you want in your life. Stop saying, I want something that exists in the future. Start saying, I want something that exists in the now. All right, so that's all I have for this week. So let me know how that works for you. Comment in the comments below about your practice of mindfulness and how moment-to-moment awareness without judgment has served you in your weight loss goals and your health and fitness goals, whatever your goals are. Live in the moment, and maybe you'll be able to comment that you lost 5 pounds and that you did it by just empowering the choices that exist in the moment. All right, thanks so much. Hey, hit subscribe. Feel free to share this video. Love you. Bye.